This is Curtis coming at you from Ace Red Studios. Going to do some more sports talk. We're going to talk about Micah Parsons' debut at the Hall of Fame game. Now, title of this little speech here is going to be Good Micah Parsons' Debut Overhyped. And this is not a knock at all on Micah Parsons. I was very excited to see him come out. Enjoyed watching him play in college. His physical tools are nearly unique. So this is not necessarily a knock on him unless you're saying what was being said in this article. So we're going to do a film study based on his performance and then compare it to what is being put out there. And I was taught long ago, under promise and over deliver. And I think the same thing needs to be applied in some of this journalism, because the desire to overhype, to get maybe clicks or whatever, or maybe just being an overzealous person, so many things are overhyped, whether they're towards the positive or towards the negative. So I'm going to read this. I'm not going to say who it's from, but it's from the NFL.com. The Cowboys struck gold with Micah Parsons, flying all over the field and getting in on the action on nearly every snap he played. Parsons constantly chased down ball carriers no matter the location. 3 tackles might not be all that impressive on paper, but the tape does not lie. It was impossible to overlook him. Okay? And the title was very much like Parsons had an amazing debut. So let's take a look at the tape right here and compare what actually the tape said and what happened. All right, we're going to take a look at Micah Parsons' debut at the Hall of Fame game. Now, I want to make it known, it was a good showing. Good. We got to see his strengths throughout every snap, but the overdone and overblown and hyperbole of they've nailed the pick and this could be the steal of the draft and it was an amazing, all that stuff's a little overblown. The fact that he was able to have a good showing is the most important thing. So you can see here is nice. I like the way Parsons gets out into the zone and he pauses just a minute on the receiver's route behind him, which causes Mason to delay a little bit. If he could have just paused just a little bit more, it could have been a great play. But it was nice to see a guy that big to kind of understand the situation. All right, so here we see him charging in. He bites a little bit on the play action, and that supports some of the weakness of his game, which is the cerebral aspects, the instincts aspects, his ability for him to follow his keys. But, he saw it. I can see why he bit. And then, he tries to get back into his pass rush, and it just doesn't go well. On this one, you see he swims inside. And it's given to him because that's kind of what they want. I don't know what his responsibilities are per se, but I've liked to see him engage the blocker square and then make the read rather than just impulse shoot, because that can get you in trouble. But it's pretty impressive that a guy that big and still almost make the tackle and then kind of chase the guy down. So the speed, the strength, it's there. It's very clear. You can see he's trying to read the situation, and I don't know what the assignments are, but I'm seeing the other linebacker come to the middle to pick up the middle zone, and then Parsons kind of slips inside to try to guard that middle zone along with the other linebacker. And maybe that's the right play, but because of that, he kind of gets shaved off a little bit. He gets a little rub. And the receiver that's doing the shallow drag underneath the running back, that guy was free. When you look at the stats, if you just look at the stats, he got a fumble recovery. But look at this. This is just given to him. I'm glad he made the play. It was great that he made a play, but it was basic. If you notice, he buys on the play action. He's reading the quarterback, but he's not paying attention to the keys of the linemen who are obviously in screen mode. They're releasing the interior linemen to get to the second level. And that's going to be the difference between Parsons being just a big athletic player and being a game changer, being the steal of the draft, or going to that next level is the cerebral aspects. So he's a little slow. He bites up and he's a little slow on reading the keys of the lineman. And then he gets out there, which, it's nice. He's getting down, he's using his speed, and he makes the tackle, because if it wasn't for him, this would have gone a lot farther. So again, the speed, the physical skills are clearly determined. Just a little quicker on the cerebral aspects, but that's going to come, man. This is game one of the Hall of Fame game. So we're not trying to make blanket statements, just trying to give some clear and reasonable expectations and analysis of his game. If you really don't know the assignments, it's a little difficult, but I don't particularly like how he takes that inside shoot. Because once he does the inside shoot, now the tight end on the outside, the inline tight end blocker, is going to have the leverage. And he's able to peel Parsons back and open up that space. I would assume that he's either supposed to go straight up or have outside leverage on that one, but I don't know if 31 was supposed to be doing some kind of zone blitz to the corner. But anyway, he gets pushed out, the running back, and he's able to make the tackle, but it is for the first down. So that's one of his tackles, but it's downfield. Again, it's hard to really read what his assignment is, but I would think that his edge contain is part of his responsibility. Now, I like this one the best. This was my favorite play by him. This is a big deal for the Cowboys, or for any team. A linebacker who has the speed and strength to fill. The run game is not dead. It's not just a passing league. And so to have a guy with that kind of speed and size who does a good job reading here, he reacts and he pierces the hole real quick. And you see 79's, he's got the angle, but the speed and the strength for him to come up and to seal that and allows him to be in on the tackle, the defensive end. That's basically a 1 yard gain on a short down yards. I think it was like second and short. So that was a really good play. And I think that's very, very important. And as his reading keys improve and the rest of his game improves, as his cerebral aspects improve, the guy's 250 running a 4.3 something. I mean, you have to be impressed with him. But it's the early goings. And I just wanted to run this tape just to have realistic expectations and evaluation situations. Overall, you can see good, but not mind-blowing. Not yet. Not yet. Possibly very soon. All right, so you got to see the tape for yourself. Solid debut. You got to see speed, size, power. But when you look at the stat sheet or you read this article, fumble recovery was dropped. He just scooped it up. 2 of his tackles, which was good speed to get there, was almost 10 yards down the field. And you can see there's little holes in his game. Okay? This is not a knock on a young kid. This was the understood. He was a physical specimen, and he did everything that was expected of him. He needs some more time to grow, and overhyping him is not really going to help him. And it's actually going to hurt the fans. There's fans out there that read this article, or they'll hear the talk, and they're going to expect something other than what is really happening on the tape and what's really he's able to produce. In time, if this kid's instincts and his ability to study film and to anticipate grow to match that amazing size and speed, yes, Micah Parsons is going to be amazing. But at this point, let the kid develop. Let's not get overhyped. It's not good for the player either. It's not good for the fans. And this was only the Hall of Fame game. So let's let a couple more games play out before we get on the hype train with Micah Parsons. I think the kid's a good prospect. He made a solid showing, and the arrow is definitely pointing up. I think you Cowboy fans, in some regard, you might have actually lucked out missing out on those cornerbacks. So you had to drop back and pick up Parsons. But let it unfold. Let it unfold. So this is Curtis here at Ace Bread Studios. Hope you enjoyed this little talk. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Be well.
5 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm going to do, a little 5 minutes.